Looky looky. Hi guys, I'm Amy. Welcome back to my channel. I have another book review for all of you. I'm just going to film a lot of videos today, and a lot of them are going to be book reviews, so just fair warning, okay? And we're going to be reviewing The Incredible Magic of Being by Catherine Erskine. This is a middle grade book about a 9-year-old boy named Julian whose family moves from Washington, D.C. to rural Maine, and it's about their adventure and Julian loving the cosmos and the universe and the stars. So if you want to hear my thoughts, then keep watching. Like I mentioned, this is a middle grade book about a boy named Julian. He's 9 years old and his family has just moved. His moms are hoping to start a bed and breakfast inside their house, and then he also has a 14-year-old sister named Pookie, who is kind of the quintessential volatile nightmare 14-year-old girl that you can see in some stories and life. And you get the vibe very early on that Julian is not your typical 9-year-old boy. He's different than other boys, and he is very connected and in tune to the cosmos, and he talks a lot about parallel universes and the whole world just being steeped in this magic. And that is magic from anything of just having family to the incredible bits and facts from science, and that's essentially what the basis of this book is about. Julian's family is trying to open this bed and breakfast, and the neighbor ends up suing them because they have blocked his view of the lake in which they live with their addition for the bed and breakfast. And this neighbor, Mr. X, is an elderly man who's lost his wife and is just very curmudgeon-y, typical, quintessential old man, and Julian befriends him. And the first half of this book was so strong. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the conversations that were coming from Julian about life. He's very afraid of death, so you get a vibe that, again, there's something not right about Julian in the sense that he's just not your average 9-year-old boy. And there's these wonderful discussions about how we're connected and the universe and the cosmos, and you get these really great little sections within the chapters after the main chapter or mid-chapter from Julian, which he calls farts, which are facts and random thoughts, and you may get bits about his past or an explanation for some kind of scientific term that was brought up in the typical text. And it is from his point of view. It's first person Julian throughout this whole story, but these are just a little bit more in depth, and he's addressing you directly as the reader, and I really enjoyed these aspects. But at the second half of this book, I really feel like Erskine broadened her scope with what she was trying to accomplish within these pages. There is a fart in particular where Julian talks about writing an I Have a Dream speech because of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and his dream involves all these really incredible things that we should all strive for as humans and make humanity better, like no more animal abuse, no more people sleeping on the streets, everyone accepted for who they are, because who you are is who you should be. But in doing so, it takes away from the scope of the book being about just the incredible magic of being, about the fact that we exist and how cool that is. And it made the book preachy. And at the end, there is an aspect of the fact that Julian has two moms. So he has his mom and his mom's wife, Joan. And throughout most of this book, they're just presented like any other family, which I found so refreshing. Erskine didn't make it a thing that his family was not a typical American family. But at the end, she creates this narrative that was really nowhere else in the story to wrap it up and just make this really perfect tied-off ending. And with the aspect of his moms, and I found that to be the same thing in the case with the storyline with Pookie, his sister, and really just in general, I found this book to end with too much of a perfect little bow. I recognize that it's middle grade, but I was really disappointed with the way that it ended and the soapbox that I really felt like the author stepped onto. So I have to say, though, that this book is really beautifully published. I really loved the cover and the page work and artwork within the story itself. And I might still add this book to my collection, as I did check this one out from the library, but it disappointed me, guys. And the longer that I've been away from finishing it, the less I've liked it, which disappoints me. So I would probably say a 2 to 3 star read, but there are some really great elements of this book that I think make it worthwhile if this sounds like something that you want to read. But if you're not a middle grade reader and you're not here for the conversation about things that we don't totally understand that happen within the cosmos, then it's not the book for you. But there are some pretty quick thoughts, or at least I tried to make them quick, about The Incredible Magic of Being by Catherine Erskine. If you've read this book, let me know what your thoughts were on it. I really love to know. And if you just want to say hi, as always, please do that as well. But I will catch you guys all in my next video. Happy reading! There's a cow right there. Right there. Loki! Loki, Loki. Look at your mama. Cow, cow. Loki, Michael.